we're just gonna get
Yo,
go.
who's that?
We're just gonna get going with this one. This is the next episode of the Cultivator Culture. We have the pleasure to welcome Marquav'is Hamilton, a
Yes,
20
Quay.
sir.
a 2015 Steinbrenner Football alumni
Yes, sir.
graduate. But that was him just scratching the surface of all the success that he is now enjoying in life. What is up, Quay? How have things been going?
And things have been going great.
Yep.
I'm recently engaged. I just won the Human Touch Award for Sons in Suit. This Saturday, I actually have the Men of Vision Award ceremony coming up, where I'll be named the assistant executive. So I'll be kind
The
of
minute
passed the
vision's still
torch.
going strong. That's great,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Amen. Listen, why don't you explain to us and to all our viewers currently what is the Men of Vision?
So Men of Vision is a brotherhood service organization that help young men focus on life after high school, whether that's trade school, military, entrepreneurship, college, whatever they want to get to. And then we just focus on community service and also academics. So giving them the
Eh,
tools that they need to succeed
And how
And
long?
overall.
how'd
Yeah,
that lead into Sons of Soup?
Sons
So
of Zeus.
Sons in Suit is actually Bubba. That's another group, but Bubba puts together Sons in Suit to bring community partners together, and they celebrate everybody at one event. And so with the Human Touch Award, I was nominated for that award against other community leaders, and fortunately, I was the winner.
That's
And
awesome,
that was
man.
something special. It was some heavy hitters on that list.
Well, listen, in fact, one of those heavy hitters on that list was Trey Johnson, who
Yeah.
was another one of our guests last week. So all the more reason we don't want the runner-up, we want the actual winner of the award. Loser. But
Take that, Trey.
yeah, tell us,
Yeah,
tell
that
us,
was
yeah, tell us a little bit about it, Quay. What is required to even be nominated to do to for an award like that?
So the requirements are just simply someone who's constantly giving back to the community, doing the footwork, not just talking about it. I actually saw Trey there at the event. We were able to take a picture. I have to show you guys soon. We took a picture and we just said may the best man win, and we were encouraging each other to win that award as well. And so interesting enough, Trey is with Elevate, and currently I'm with Men of Vision. I also work with the Skills Center. And so, what me and Trey will be collaborating on a mentoring project. It'll be a male summit for young men. So he'll
That's
be a
awesome.
part of that. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. How long have you been involved with Men of Vision and Men of the Sons in Suits? How long have you been doing that?
So Sons and Suits, this was my first year being nominated and at one of the award ceremony. It's
Can,
funny
can,
because I
can I jump
saw
in real quick?
that coach.
I remember Ross Anderson, who ran
Uh-huh.
Mid-Division at Steinbrenner, coming over
Mhm.
to me, and he's like, "Hey, we're looking for someone to tutor some of the Van Buren kids."
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and there, so like I would go over on Saturdays to earn a little extra
Yep.
money for the family, and these knuckleheads are over there, and I'm tutoring
Yep.
him and Shammy and those guys when they
Yep.
were
Shammy,
in middle school.
little
Yep.
jits, little jits. And
Yeah,
if you don't know what
legit.
that means in Tampa, that means little person. It's not a
Little
bad one.
person.
Little jits.
So before you get into your stay in Minivision, is Ross Anderson still with them? Is he still doing some work? Because he's awesome.
Yeah, he's still the founder. It's funny because when I thought about coming on the podcast this evening, uh, the first thing I remember about Coach Puskis when my freshman year of at Steinbrenner was he wrote on I think it was a bleach bottle or something, and he was like, the square root of 69 is 8 something. And that's when the Drake song was popular. And that's something I'll never forget.
Always trying to make connections, man.
That's
I love
fantastic.
that. I appreciated that because I was
Well,
like, okay, Coach Plus is cool. I can connect with him.
well, listen, tell us a little bit about your time at Steinbrenner. What did you when it comes to the school?
Hmm.
Obviously, up here in North Tampa, a completely different demographic.
Yeah.
What was your experience like coming up to the school on a daily basis?
That was a a culture shock, I would say. As Coach Buskins just said, we were at Van Buren Middle School, and if
Mm,
anyone knows about Van Buren Middle School, it's predominantly Black. It's a lot goes on there, a lot of fights, a lot of things that shouldn't be going on at a middle school.
yep.
But it was definitely a culture shock. But I appreciate that experience because it taught me how to be versatile. I'm able to connect with different people. And then having coaches like you guys and then different friends, it was easy to, navigate and maneuver through, the 4 years that I was there. And it's funny because I actually wanted to leave at one point in my earlier years, but after a while, I was like, you know what? It's pretty worth the experience. I think I'll stick it out.
Yeah, I remember those days having that conversations with you because I
Hmm.
remember the football days, and the
Yeah.
football days were frustrating days. They were
Yeah.
frustrating days for all of us because we were still working through some of the wrinkles of being a young staff and a
The
young
wrinkles
team.
of the field.
The wrin- we talked. Listen, we talked about that last week too. You remember when the field was a swamp, like
Yes.
it rained and it just stayed in that
Right.
south end zone corner, and it just stunk. It smelled
Your
like
socks soaking wet,
mm,
leaving practice. I
gang,
remember
uh,
that.
got gangrene on your feet. You had to change your shoes, and
Right.
so you couldn't keep them. But those days are now gone. If you've been up to the school recently, there's turf. There's a big jumbotron up there.
Yeah.
We
Y'all
got
got all
these.
the cool stuff when we leave, huh?
You
Yeah,
guys helped us get that though.
but you did without the groundwork that you guys laid in those tough years, because they were tough for
Yeah.
all of us. The program wouldn't be where it is now. But for all the same reasons, even when at its toughest, you never ever really know how strong you are
Hmm.
until you're forced to be strong. And I really
Right.
want to go back because I do remember when you first came up to varsity and you were
Hmm.
pretty successful in JV.
Hmm.
You were a small guy, but you were
Yeah.
quick. And
Yeah.
I could really relate to you because you could move pretty quickly, but you leaned heavily on that.
Yeah.
And then when you got to varsity, it was a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember those days where you didn't get a whole lot of reps. I remember those
Right.
games where you and I would walk back to the dressing room, and then you'd get dressed and then you'd come back out and we'd have conversations about, you know, grit and
Hmm.
resilience. Um, tell the people that are listening, tell them what your experience football wise. Now we went over what the school was like in the
Right.
demographic, but tell them what your football experience was like at Steinbrenner.
As far as my football experience, like you said, I was very successful on the JV level, but moving out to varsity, everyone was, bigger. I didn't like lifting weights. I'm just being honest. Finesse was kind of my game, so if I could finesse, then I thought I was okay. But going through that taught me a lot, with life, and I think everyone should play sports. It teaches you a lot about life. You're not always gonna, have the glitter and rainbow of everything. And so to be able to just fight through that, wait my turn, understand patience, that was big for me. And I took that, same approach in other things in life.
Yeah.
What was cool for me is I was lucky enough. I came from Jefferson High School. I was new to
Hmm.
Steinbrenner, completely different community. Um, both communities have completely different sets of problems. There's problems
Right,
wherever you go. And then I got the opportunity to go to Van Buren and help you guys out on the weekends here and there.
right.
And I was like, oh, cool. This is like my Jefferson crowd again. Like just kids that are there's
Yeah,
great kids that just need a little guidance or just need a little push.
right, right.
And I saw you there as a middle schooler, and you were kind of like the leader of the group there.
Yep.
You're like, get on task, blah, blah, so. And then
Yep.
it's crazy because in football, when you moved up to varsity, you were very coachable, but you were quiet. You just carried
Hmm.
yourself. But there wasn't really leadership like I saw when you were younger until you got
Hmm.
hurt. And that was what was really cool is
Yes.
you got injured, and where most guys go in the tank, you became
Yeah.
like a vocal force on the team, which
Yes, sir.
was just so cool to see because you took this. I mean, it was devastating for you. You finally were getting your
Right.
shot. You were starting to play. You were doing great.
Against Photo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you
I
just
literally
one
was going to do that. I was leading right into that because all of a sudden, Quay starts with the success. He finally, even though he didn't like lifting weights, he started gaining success because, like Coach Craig is saying, he trusted the process.
Right.
He gutted through the hard times, and he started getting the reps. He started getting the touches, and then he got hurt. And it for me is exactly the same. Is the transformation for me too from you being a guy on the sideline with his head hung down, being frustrated, trying to leave the school, and that injury was a huge turning point for you because you became a leader. Tell us what you were going through in that process.
because it sucks.
Yeah,
It's awful.
Injuries suck.
Now I wouldn't say this is the best thing, but it made it a little bit easier that me and Kaz was hurt at the same time. We were able to, hold each other up and push each other through that hard time, but it sucked, man. I remember that game, it was against Photo, and a particular player wasn't playing too well, and everyone was asking like, Quay, why you not, what's up? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just playing my role. And so you guys came and talked to me. You were like, after halftime, we're giving, you the ball, you're gonna take more of the lead. And then that's when I broke my leg. And so originally I was like, I can't move. And Miss C was like, you remember the trainer, Miss Krista?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she was like, what do you mean you can't move? I'm like, no, my leg, I can't move. And she knew it was broken right away. I think Coach Austin, I think you knew it was broken too.
But they're like,
Next day
oh, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Next day you took me to your office. We got the X-ray. You was
Yep.
like, oh dang, Quay. But one thing about me, I know when to, to be vocal and when not to be vocal. And that was huge for me, knowing, this is a time where I need to uplift, my team spirit. Two of, the primary players have gotten hurt. It was a lot of different adversity that was going on. I thought it would just, be very helpful to just lift those guys up, vocally, being that I can't be out there physically.
Now tell us, emotionally, we were bummed for you. We were like, because you had already climbed to a particular point and you had started to really earn your keep. It happened the same thing, very much so. And in fact, it happened at Spoto also to Michael Norder, where he tore his ACL.
Yep, I remember that.
Man, but for all the same reasons, those emotions drove him like they drove you. Now, obviously, you couldn't play anymore. Seeing as the season's over, career is finished. That season, although unsuccessful on the field because of injury, finishing with an injury, what were some of the lessons that you took away from that season that you still carry with you now to help you be successful now?
It's funny you asked me that. The main lesson I took is there's always another avenue to be a bright star. And so, there's always that college fair at the end where you have the D3 offers and the D2 offers. And, they invited me to come play, but I started to think, I'm gifted as a leader. I'm very, a lot of people like to follow me, what I do. So let's, take this to a different aspect of life. Let's lead people, motivate them, love on them, and, just show them that you believe in them. And so that was the main thing, just showing myself or learning that, I can be an asset in other places.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tell me where you started. Where was your start in your mentor game? I mean, like as coaches, it's easy because it's a skill set. So we teach you how to run the football. We teach you how to hold the football. And then we build upon the life lessons from that avenue. Now, here you are, just graduated high school. now going to college. What was your first mentor role? When did you know, yep, this is mentor thing is for me?
It's funny. I feel like felt that before I even graduated high school.
Hmm.
Ever since Little League, I've always been like one of the captains on my football or basketball teams or the dance team or, whatever the case may be. It's just one thing about me. I know when to lead and I know when to kind of just sit in the back. I know how to follow as well. And I think that's one of the key things of being a good leader, knowing when to follow and knowing when to lead. So I would say well before graduation, but after graduation, just the situation, like I said, when I went to FAMU and I ran out of money, I had to come back home. I just didn't want that same thing for other kids. I wanted them to make sure that they utilized and took advantage of everything that, was being offered to them.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because
I think
go
that's
ahead.
real cool that hold on, coach. When
Yeah.
what's neat is first off, you're like captain of the football team, captain of the dance team. Like you're in everything.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think that's in life, it's that way too. Like as you've gotten older, it's like there's so many different obstacles in your life that you've had to overcome. You've had like just these stop signs come inside your track,
Yep.
and you just repave the road around it, and you
Yep.
go on to the next thing. And I think it's so neat at just watching you grow as a leader. I've seen you, you've done the t-shirt company where you had the whole love thing going.
Yeah.
And then it's just there's so many different ways that you have kind of morphed into these new areas where you can help people. And I think it's
Right.
just so impressive.
I just
So
finished the stage play this Saturday. I had to play the role of a nerd, and by the end of the play, I gained my confidence. I have to find the clip and share it with you guys.
Yeah.
But I've always thought of myself as being versatile. I'm just now starting to flourish in those other roles, so it's a great thing. I don't know how I do it honestly. And then as far as like you mentioned obstacles, and then it's funny because you have on that USF jacket. Um, Even when I came back from FAMU, there's been so many, reasons why I should have stopped, in school, whether it's financial aid, not being able to pay back loans and things like that. But this December, I'll be graduating with my marketing degree.
awesome,
And
man.
Nice.
yeah.
It's another just box
Notch.
to tick. Yeah, it's a box to tick.
Yeah.
And I was having this conversation with another one of our football players who is graduating in a month or so, at the end of the month, right? And I try to tell him because he's a little bit discouraged about his situation currently now. And I said, you have to look at life as stepping stones. Yeah,
Right.
every step that you take is a step going up or a step going down. And
Hmm.
it's your perspective and your mindset that
Right.
that leads you in that direction. And
Right.
you to us have been one of those guys who there's always an obstacle. Like there's always a storm. And those
Right.
people who say, you know what, the skies are clear where I'm at is just a plain liar, because
Right.
either you're looking at a storm, you're in a storm, or you just got out of a storm. I
Right.
mean, those are the seasons of life. And it's everyone's going to go through them, but at the same time, we will all respond differently to
Differently.
those
Yep.
storms. And those who are the best leaders, those have the most grit, have the most resilience. Those who are the greatest mentors
Hmm.
understand that at the end of every storm, there is going to be a rainbow.
Right.
Those who are the best mentors that I have met and that I speak with, and that I listen to, also realize, right, that some of those accolades that you accomplish, like the Bubba Award, the Human Touch Award, those are all fantastic. But the second that you get the award, then what? Right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
Where
yeah. All right, now what?
Yeah, but
Right.
those experiences that you have had through your life, the ones where you fell on your face, the ones where
Hmm.
you failed miserably, those ones that you were like, was it even worth it to take that step? When you share those tests, right? Those tests in your past, become your testimonies in the future.
It's three things I want to share with you guys, or everyone that's listening. It's either an opportunity or it's a problem.
Mm.
The cup is either half full or half empty. And then the last thing I'll just simply say, it's if you never fail, you'll never know what not to do.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's
Do you remember, Austin? This is actually, I think, Quay, your junior or senior year, Coach Ross getting up in the locker room and just saying, the devil whispered, you cannot withstand the storm. The warrior replies, I am the storm. He used a little more colorful language back then, but but that just reminded me that you guys talking about the storms. But those are great pieces of advice, man.
Yeah. Do you now? What is your current situation? How much and what do you do on a daily basis, contact wise, as a mentor, as a coach, as a you know what I mean, as a big brother to the kids that you come in contact with, the people you come in contact with?
So before I answer that, when you were talking about someone they're graduating recently and it's kind of been discouraged, it's been discouraging for me as well, especially with me graduating in 2015. And it's like, everybody I graduated with, or even a little bit after me, has gotten their degree. But everyone has their own path. So I kind of find peace in that. But as far as what I do on a daily basis, oh man, coach, it's crazy. I just finished the spring semester where I was taking classes. I'll have a class Monday and Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:45. And then at nighttime on Monday and Tuesday, I would have class from 6:30 to 9:15 p.m. And then I had 2 online classes as well. I would work full time. Gratefully, my job allows me to, take a little time for school. So I work at the Skills Center as a youth development specialist.
Nice.
And it's more so along the lines of what Manavision does as well. We're just providing the youth with those services to, make them successful and better citizens in the community. As far as Manavision, I'm the program coordinator currently, and we have our stocking shelves and clothes closet where, we're stocking the shelves where if families need food, they'll come in the classroom, they'll get that, the food that they may need. We have tutoring. We offer that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the students that need it. On Thursdays, it's Help a Teacher Day. They're still dressing up on Wednesdays as well. So sometimes I will go throughout, the different schools and see the guys dressed up. Fridays, we have the boys turning in their progress reports. As long as they send their grades, they know where their grades are. And then we encourage the boys to, reach out to each other. It makes no sense to be in the same classes and one is excelling and the other one isn't doing too well and we're not working together. And Saturdays are pretty much our busy days where we'll have a meeting or we'll have some event to attend. And then we also have our Feed in Tampa Bay where the cars, they'll line up, they'll drive through and we'll put food in their trunks.
Nice.
And they'll go on about their day.
Busy.
Yeah, definitely busy. On top of planning a wedding.
Exactly. Well, listen, let me take a step back with that conversation because, something that you can share with your kids, whether they're young kids and whether they're the kids that are getting through high school, is the path that you take is a personal path, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's weird because from kindergarten to 12th grade, everyone's going the same speed and in the same direction.
Right.
But when high school ends, and you found this out, and we all find this out, right?
Yeah.
Is some people go right to work, some people go to the military, some people join family businesses, some people go to trade school, some people go to college, right? Some people do nothing. And guess what?
And still have it better than most of us.
Yeah. Well,
life's not fair sometimes.
and here's the kicker. They're all correct because society, right? And social media and the pressure and the stereotype of what the world has got to tell you is that you have to do something to look successful.
Right.
When the truth is, whatever your path is, it's a personal path. And if you are the best at whatever that is, hell, if you decided, man, we have a guy that played at Steinbrenner who works for the city, and he works for the waterworks, and he has been working there since high school ended. And I see him quite often, and he is a successful person. And he said to me,
Right.
Coach, I don't understand why you're saying I'm successful. And I'm like, guess what? You are in a stable job, you're making money, you bought your
Yep.
first house, you own your own car, and you don't even have a college degree. But
Right. That's big time.
beside somewhere down the line, we got brainwashed, and we brainwashed our kids to think college is for everybody, but it's
Yep.
not.
Right.
If you have passion, you have drive, you have grit, you have resilience, and you are authentic, then what happens is people see it, people
Right.
know it, people buy it, people share it. Look
Yep.
at a lot of musicians. Man, musicians are not master's degrees in something. They go, listen, I love music. I love it so much. I'm going to be good at it. No, I'm going to
Right.
be great at it. No, I'm going to be obsessed with it. And let me share my obsession with you. And what happens is people go, wow, I feel that energy. I feel that vibe. And so to bank on what you were saying or to piggyback off of it, encourage your kids that you come in contact with to find what their strengths are, find what their
Right.
passions are, and get obsessed with that. Because it might be a college degree, it might not. Because
Right.
listen, I got guys that I know that are plumbers and electricians, but they are making bank and they love what they do, brother.
Yep.
That's when you know you have become a productive person in society. That's how you know you become an important part of society. It's not how much money you make, not what
Hmm.
kind of car you drive, but do
Right.
people rely on you, your service, your product? You know what I mean? And
Right.
you are now the gatekeeper of such a thing. Either you're going to
Yeah.
pass on what we passed on to you with, which was, oh, everybody has to have a college degree to be somebody important, or you're going to say, look, guess what? Make your own path, find your
Right.
love, find your obsession, go chase it, and we will be here to support you in whatever that might be. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And
Right.
be all in with it.
Yes, sir.
You can't just
Always,
halfway.
always,
Yes,
always.
sir.
Speaking of being in all the way. Tell us about, and Coach Puskis obviously has not seen it. I watched it, the engagement video, and I actually shared it with my wife. That it was an all-in engagement. Please share with
Thank you.
us,
Listen,
bro. It was good.
I just posted for my former athletes and students for Teacher Appreciation Week to give me a life update. I better see that video link on my post
I
so
got
I can
you.
watch it
Bro.
tonight.
I
So
got you.
so right out of a Tyler Perry script. I mean, fantastic. Tell Coach Puskis what you did, man. Phenomenal.
So to touch on the Tyler Perry, I actually was on Tyler Perry's red carpet, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Ooh,
I know I saw the picture.
Uh,
That's why I used that
yeah.
reference because you're like, oh, I was like, yo, Quay's with Tyler Perry. That's
I'm
awesome.
actually there's a clip of me in the documentary as well.
Really?
But as far as the proposal, her my fiance, her birthday is the day after mine. Mine's is August 23rd, hers is August 24th, and she graduated August 25th. And I was like, this is the perfect time. Got with a close friend. Well, it's a mutual close friend of both of ours, and they do decorations. So I asked her to decorate the house, and there was a big grass wall with a "Will you marry me" sign. It
Yeah.
was rose petals all over the floor with
Rose
candles.
petals.
I had the music playing. More people than I expected showed up,
Yeah.
and she came through the door. She was just dancing. She didn't know what to expect. She's just thinking, "Oh, it's a party. I graduated," and then there I was standing by the rose petals and the grass wall, and it was a great experience. I enjoyed that.
It
you're a
it was
hopeless
awesome.
romantic like me. I did rose petals too.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was an
I didn't have
awesome
the wall
video.
though.
That was awesome. Tell us a little bit about the future Mrs. Marquav'is Hamilton.
She's just like me. Like she's very influential.
Mhm.
A lot of young girls look up to her, and she has a Women of Praise and Power group as well, where they do Bible studies and they do different events for women. And she's a teacher right now at Idea Public Schools, the Hope campus as well. So She's working with kids as well.
Now, how long were you guys dating before you pulled the trigger?
We've been dating since 2018, so 4 years. Yeah.
All
How did you
right.
meet her? Was it a hopeless romantic meeting as well too?
Nah, it actually wasn't. It was at the skating rink. We were at this,
What?
yeah, we were at the skating rink, and I saw her, and we kind of chopped it up a little bit, and then we kind of hit it off from there.
Like the old school, like an old school roller skating rink.
Yep.
Yo, listen, those have come back into style. If
Yeah,
you
they
see
have.
any of the social media, bro, but some of them cats can skate.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
can.
they can
I
roll.
can't skate like them, but I know I'm good at
Man,
other things. I'll let them have that.
yeah, I'm gonna shout
Groovy.
out one of our followers. He's one of my students. I'm not gonna name him, but he works at the skating rink as a character, and he comes out like as Hello Kitty, as Gumby, and greatest thing ever. The other day, he shows me security footage of him in costume, getting ready to come out of the back closet where all the costumes are, and he trips over a broom and face plants into a wall. And you
Wow.
just see this character just flailing around on the ground. It's my one of my happiest moments of the year.
That's awesome. Was it at the same skating rink? Do that
There can't be many of them around still.
like
There's
is
I
it
know there's
Astro
United.
Skate?
Yeah, it's like it's no, it's not roller skating.
Well, no, I mean, is it like there's only a
It's
couple
in
like United
it's the
Skates in
United
there?
Skates.
It's United
Yeah,
Yeah,
Skates.
United
yeah, that's
Skates.
the same one. Yep.
Yeah. See,
That
you
is
probably saw Hello Kitty there.
dude.
Yeah, bro.
That is
I
hilarious.
believe.
I love it.
We need to get some advice for you, Coach Andres Perez, your old head guy.
Yeah.
His son's a hockey guy now. Speaking of skating, skate a little different
Okay.
skating, but recently broke his leg,
Yeah.
Mm.
and he's he's a young dude, man. He's just getting his finding his way in sports, and he's been playing really well in hockey.
How old is he
Just
now?
shoot, man.
I think
The
he's
cam age, it's got to be like 12. I could be wrong with that.
yeah,
10,
he's
10, 10.
10. I think he's 10.
I could be wrong with that. I think he's 10.
Yeah.
But sorry, Dre, if I'm wrong. I can't
Yeah.
keep track
Hey,
of my own kids' ages.
fact
I don't know
check.
how old, I don't know how old my own kids' ages
Listen,
are.
what you also don't know is Coach Perez is our fact checker.
Yeah.
For one, he is our he texts us and he says, yeah, either he'll give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Most of the time he tells us we're idiots. But
Which
then
is fair. Totally
he'll
fair.
right. But he'll also fact check us completely. But I think what Coach Puskis was going to was what advice? What do you got for another young cat who broke his leg but is a competitor and
He just wants to be out there.
and just wants to be able to tell him something that you would say to a young guy that you would be coaching now that got injured the same way that you did.
every every day the sun won't shine, but after the storm, that same rain that was over your parade is going to make your grass grow, and
Ooh,
it'll be something you'll learn from and you'll grow from. It'll be just keep that same competitive spirit, and it'll be worth it in the end.
That's awesome.
man, I love it, Coach Greg.
Hey,
See, well, tell us what are you? Do you guys? You said you're planning a wedding. Tell us what date? When are you getting married?
The date will be November 23rd.
This year?
Yes.
Dang, that's quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
November 23rd.
Okay, so we've had others who have gotten engaged or are engaged, and we because we're veterans of marriage, are very happy to provide advice. You know what? Usually, Coach Greg's is much better than mine. Coach Greg, what do you have for Quay when it comes to relationships and marriage?
uh, there's so many ways to go with this. I'm trying to keep it PG. No, I'm just kidding. No, the biggest thing I think the success that my marriage has had is that I have I've found a partner in my life that supports me in everything I do. And I think the things that she loves the most is seeing me be able to help young people kind of find themselves. And in turn, I mean, she's up there till 6, 7 every night waiting for practice to end, or 10
Yeah.
o'clock, 11 o'clock waiting for games to end. And then tonight, she had her AP study session with her students who test tomorrow, and we're up there just hanging out, watching her teach her students till 7. And
Yeah.
it's just being supportive of each other, and kind of embracing it. The biggest thing is, you see sometimes, I was just watching Space Jam with my kids the other day, the new LeBron one, and LeBron's like, I don't like video games. And I was like, but it's not about you, LeBron. So the biggest thing is watching people that you love just take on what they love, and then becoming part of that is so important.
Yeah.
Is loving the things that the person you love loves, because getting to see them kind of in their element and being the best person they can be for others, I think, is the coolest thing in the world. And if you embrace that and you're there for that, which it sounds like you guys both are on a great path,
Yes,
I
sir.
think you'll see a lot of great success in your relationship and growth.
I appreciate that, Coach. One
Hey,
one quote I like is, in everything you do, let it be done with love. So
ooh, that's really good.
I like
Hey,
that.
hey, you ready? You ready for mine, Quay?
What's that, Coach?
Here it goes. No matter what you think or what anybody thinks, marriages and relationships are not equal. They are never going to be 50-50. But remember this, you will always be on the same team. And on every team, you have to know your role and you have to do your job. What
Yeah.
that means is, when you guys are in the relationship, do not keep score of what you guys are doing and what you're doing for each other and who does this more and that more. You have strengths, she has strengths, you have
Hmm.
weaknesses, and so does she. Now, where and why the best marriages stay together and why they flourish years and years, decades down the line, is because where you will be weak, she will be strong. And where she is weak, you've got to be strong. And so there is balance, but there is no equality in relationships.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Don't keep score, be on the same team. And what you'll find is you'll let the little petty stuff go, and you'll realize you're blocking for me today. I'm blocking
Yeah.
for you today. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
it's hard, dude, because on a daily basis, being football guys, you naturally want to compete. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And in
Yeah.
life, just in general, you naturally want to compete. She is on the same team. You guys
Gotcha.
are on the same team, but it's never going to be equal. But on any given day, she'll swing the weight more than you will, and the other days you'll carry the load more. So
Yes, sir.
think of it like that. One day at a time, be on the same team. That's my marriage. And that only took me 2 marriages to figure that out.
Winning.
Winner.
I
Anyways,
appreciate you guys.
no, listen. So another thing we like doing on the show, even though we are the kings of marriage and relationship advice, clearly, we always like taking a lot of our guys and girls, because we've had a couple of gals on here as well, that have come and gone through Steinbrenner and have gone on to be successful young adults in whatever avenue, whatever industry it's been. And we love to ask them a favor, which is tell or give, now that we've given you advice, give those brand new football players, the freshmen that are currently now with us in spring, the sophomores that are trying to make varsity, the juniors trying to get starting spots, and the seniors trying to get noticed by colleges. What is your advice to the young football Steinbrenner, not just football, but the young Steinbrenner athletes that are out there that are listening to this and look at you as one of the trailblazers, the pioneers of the program?
Just simply what we said earlier. Everyone has their own journey. Just continue to put in the work. Your path is your path. You can't focus on what is happening for anyone else. As long as you stay on your path, everything will come in fruition for you.
That's it. That's fantastic. That is
Yes, sir.
fantastic. Coach Greg, you got any questions left or any comments left for Quay?
I got a fun one for you.
Okay.
Got a fun one. You can have dinner with any 3 people in the world, alive or dead. Who are you bringing with you and why?
Okay, let me think about this. I would bring Eric Thomas. The reason why I would bring Dr. Eric Thomas is because
ET.
I met him and I actually have his phone number, but I
Wow.
would like to connect with him more. His story is somewhat similar to mine. It took him 8 years to get his 4-year degree.
Mhm.
And I can tell when I met ET, he saw something in me. And I want him to be able to see, the progress that I've made since I originally met him. If I can have dinner with 2 other people, I would say possibly, probably, I would say probably Will Smith. I'm interested in acting. I've always been interested in acting. That's something that I wish I took more practice in, but I was a football guy, basketball, sports. So that kind of got in the way a little bit. So I would say Will Smith. He's very successful
Well,
in
hey,
that.
You better keep his wife's name out your mouth.
yeah, you bet.
I know, right?
Hey, listen, you know what? And on that vein, I heard earlier when on a podcast that very, very successful actors, some of them like Morgan Freeman,
hmm
didn't get his big break till he was 50.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Samuel L. Jackson got his first shot with Pulp Fiction and like Big Shot, and he wasn't until he was in his 50s also. So
hmm
the thought process is you're not getting a late start. You didn't miss out because
Right.
all those football experiences that you got, especially your broken leg, would you trade it for anything else?
Nope.
Well, there you go. So the answer is there's no time like now anyways, right?
Right.
So listen, you don't sweat it. I heard that and thought, wow, that's pretty awesome because those people decided, remember Oprah at one point in time got fired from
Yep.
being a broadcaster. She didn't
Yep.
get successful till she was after 40. Bro,
Yep.
it's if you have the passion and you have some grit, right? And you learn how
hmm
to be resilient through the storm. It can happen for you, and we know it can happen for you. You just got to know it's going to happen for you,
Yes, sir.
regardless of
My
what your age is.
Don't ruin the dinner party. We got one more.
Oh, no, dinner. We're going back.
my last person is would be Warren Buffett.
Oh,
Yo,
Buffett.
the
that
man
would
of
be
many
a
buddies.
And I believe
terrible.
it's obvious why.
Why? Why?
To
That would be a
pick his
terrible job.
brain, learn about money. No, I think it would be great.
You know what? I listen to Warren
He
Buffett.
seems like a cool dude, man.
Listen, I listened to Warren Buffett speak once, and he said he does not eat steak dinners and he doesn't eat at fancy restaurants because he is way too economical for that. He is a burger and French fry guy. That would be Warren Buffett. You need to spend some of that money on food, buddy.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Hey, listen, Warren Buffett's paying for that meal and everyone's getting steak. That's all.
Bro,
Exactly.
you're getting Five Guys with Warren Buffett. You ain't getting steak. He just said
Hey,
it.
Coach, five guys is a week worth of pay now.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Hey, that's true. Like that Five Guys burger is delicious, but boy, it's gotten expensive, hasn't it?
Dude, everything.
$30 for a single
everything.
cheeseburger, huh?
But
It's
hey,
crazy.
but listen, how good are the French fries though?
Oh,
You know what? I don't know if they're worth $17 for a bag of fries,
Right.
but
Right.
you know what? We got to
At least you
splurge
get a
every
lot
so
of
often.
them.
Yeah, listen, Warren Buffett, like us and follow us. Buy us Five Guys.
come on,
Thank you.
Warren.
Let's do this.
You can do it, Warren.
Okay, so your 3 is ET. I like that. That's a good choice. Will Smith, just keep his wife's name out your mouth, and
Right.
and Warren Buffett.
Yes, sir.
That's a very broad range of people, but I think those are all successful humans. Those are all incredible success. And one thing you have to realize is you will only be as successful as those you keep around you, right? The adage that show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Hmm.
Dude,
I'm gonna throw a wrinkle in real quick.
go.
Your dinner table, I love it. Great mix, super masculine. I need a lady in there. Who you got?
If I had
I'm
to
a
choose
flag
a
football
lady,
coach. I gotta have a lady in there.
if I would have to choose a lady, it
You
would
don't have to. You
be
get to.
I
Yeah.
get to Beyonce.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a
Queen
good
B.
one. Yeah.
Queen B.
Tell us.
What do you think about the
Wait, tell us
Carter
why.
album?
Wait.
Okay,
Tell
okay.
us. He gave the reasons as to why for all of them. Quay, why Queen Bee?
Simply because she's the queen. I mean, she's great at everything she does. So,
Yeah.
and I'm sure I would be able to, have a great network and connections just by knowing her.
Yeah.
So
Heck yeah. Well, here,
get some stuff done.
her and Jay-Z. I mean, those are phenomenal entrepreneurs. I mean, great artists as well, but they
Hmm.
have parlayed success in ways that people don't see. They only see the entertainment side.
Right.
When they are business moguls, they are fantastic. So
Yeah, they are.
it's a good choice. I like that choice. Well, what now? Because I gotta go. I'm dying in here. Listen. And last week I made the
Before
mistake.
you go, have you heard Quay? Do you know the artist Toby Nguigwe?
Yes.
Nguigwe? He's got a song.
Toby Antigua.
No, it's not him. But
Not that Toby.
former linebacker though. But he's got him and his wife. He sings with his wife. Super cool. But they got a song where they actually discuss their Beyonce's phone, and now they got a network. So it's pretty cool that you just said. It just reminded me of that.
I have to check it out. What is it called?
Beyonce speed dial. I think it's Fi-Fi. I have to
Okay.
look. I'll let you know. I'll text you when we're done.
Wi-Fi?
It is Fi-Fi.
It's called Wi-Fi. Listen, I don't listen to much music, fellas, but
Spring going.
Go turn your fan on back there.
listen. Look, I made this mistake last week. Quay. We had Monday night. We had Monday night lights again because we were busy on a Sunday. We usually do it on Sunday morning, and we had practice. We had practice earlier in the day, but I had another engagement with the boys at a 10U like tackle football end of year party, and I forgot to. I went straight from practice, so I didn't shower, and now I'm sitting in my gym that has zero air conditioning, and I'm sweating like I'm dying. It's like so hot in here, but
in a sauna, huh?
Dude, see, that shimmer. I'm glistening, but even worse, I can't stand my own smell at the moment.
Listen. What's happening is he's old and he can't regulate his body temperature anymore. You know that you go in an old person's house, it's like 96 degrees. Like, turn the air on.
Listen, I literally, and I think my skin is still radiating heat because yesterday we went to the beach for the end of season party for the Luch Chiefs. We were out there for 6 hours. That's a lot of sun for even brown people.
You do have a beautiful bronze look right now.
Listen, even for brown people, there's a lot of sun. So like I am just permeating heat at the moment. So I'm ready to roll. We are always very appreciative of your time. We are always so very proud of you, Quay. We love you so much, and we're following you. We're always supporting you. We always got your back. Let's not meet like this. Let's try to catch up a little more often.
Gotcha.
But we like Coach Vasquez and I, when we discuss who our guests are going to be, there was no better person to think to be on today, especially because you won the Human Touch Award and Trey did not. Loser.
You're a winner, Trey.
I'm just kidding, Trey. I'm just kidding. Anyways, we appreciate you and your insights. We're super proud of you. We love you. And if you ever need us, holler at us. And Coach Greggy, I'll see you tomorrow at practice.
Yes.
Boys, another episode done and dusted. I appreciate you both. Love you.
Love you,
see you again soon.
All right. Love you guys too.